Hello, hello, hello.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Eavesdrop. My name is Layefa.
And my name is mbaby21. 1, 2, 3.
The Eavesdrop.
So what phase are we at now?
So we're talking about friendship. And so you were saying that we've gone past... Because I asked you, I said, are we in the honeymoon phase? You said no.
In this relationship?
Yeah, in this relationship, are we in the honeymoon phase? You said no.
I don't think
So what was the honeymoon phase for you?
The honeymoon phase was probably the parts when we were bonding and getting teary together.
So I think, and there's a danger to that.
Yeah.
So during the honeymoon phase, there was a lot of things shared.
Yeah.
Like a lot of things probably shared a bit too quickly.
It's a tricky one because it could have been because of... Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Maybe like something you wouldn't normally share with somebody that you just met.
Yes.
Is that the right way? Yeah, because normally I'm quite guarded when I meet somebody.
Yeah.
So for me to fully, because I have this notion that a secret is not a secret unless the other person's dead. It's a very deep saying. Yeah.
It's true though.
What I mean by that is, so sometimes you might say something to somebody and it might come into conversation with somebody else. They may not necessarily specifically say, oh, I know this person called this person. It might just be like off the, like, yeah, not that the person is doing it maliciously, but I'm very aware that that happens in life. Yeah. So I always believe that whatever you don't want anyone to know, don't say it. But in life, you do meet some people that you know that if I tell this person this, it's not going anywhere. But they're very hard to find. Like, you know for a fact that this thing is not going anywhere.
Unless you've specifically said, don't tell any.
No, there are friends that they know, it'll be foolish for you to go. If I'm telling you something in confidence, and they I don't need to tell you to go, not to tell anyone else. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Depending on is it the gravity of the substances?
I think, it depends on the gravity, but also I think everybody's threshold of gravity is different.
Okay. Yeah. Do you
understand?
Yeah.
So what I may think is quite heavy, you might think is, and vice versa.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So I think with time we get to gauge each other's level of what is seen as serious and what is not so serious, and that comes with time, because it's obvious that we don't see the same things serious. That's from my assumption.
Give me an example
of I think there are conversations that we've had on the pod that I wouldn't have necessarily there are things that I've said that I wouldn't have necessarily want to say. It's gone live anyway.
Okay, yeah.
But I wouldn't have, but you wouldn't know. I think because you wouldn't know, you've like opened up the floor for me to talk about it. And I wouldn't necessarily want to talk about it, but I've spoken about it. But you wouldn't know unless, because we're still getting to know each other, you wouldn't know that.
Okay, this is a sensitive topic.
Yeah,
okay.
Do you know what I mean? And so I think we're still like gauging. When did you think the honeymoon phase was? And
it ended that day that we had the argument for me.
Yeah, definitely.
Have you told Priya about the argument? Is Priya privy to what happened?
I think so.
Yeah, I think for me that's when it ended. I was like, okay.
Yeah, but I think it's interesting because it almost, for me, this is how I feel. I feel like it almost needed to happen for us to be where we, or at least, no, I'm speaking too soon. For me to feel how I feel now. Like it almost needed to happen because I'm very, I think that I'm a people pleaser.
Really?
And yeah. I'm a people pleaser. I don't want to be, but I don't know if it's...
I don't think you come across... Well,
okay.
To me, I don't think so. Like, you're very set in your way. So if you don't want to do something, you're not doing it.
But, okay, so, like, in the sense that I wouldn't say something like I'm very I try to be diplomatic.
Okay.
And I try, like, if I know, even though I need to say something and it's going to hurt your feelings, if I know it's going to hurt your feelings, I will try and find, either I won't say it or I'll try and find a really gentle way to say it. But sometimes that might be your intention. And if I end up hurting you, I'm hurt.
Okay. Whereas I'm the opposite.
Yeah. That's what
that's what I'm used to. Does that make sense? I don't have a lot of friends, right?
Yeah.
But the ones that I can count, we're very real with each other.
Yeah.
So I think coming into this, I just thought, and not to bring age into it, by the way, but because you're a bit older as well, I assumed, which is my mistake, that you're probably used to this anyway. Like just being direct and being like, look, this is what it is. But I realized that you're not like that.
I think it's gone. I think maybe I may have used to be. I maybe in the past, like I used to be like that. But I think being in different settings, and I think as well, I don't hang around with. It's only in my like adulthood that I've actually started to hang around with Nigerians.
Oh, are you?
No, and I mean like British Nigerians.
What are you trying to say about us?
No, because there's a cultural understanding of being forward.
We're quite well, not all of us, but we're quite blunt.
Yes, and unless you're like, only my family can be forward with me, and even when they're forward with me, I take offense.
Do you know what it is? I would rather tell you something there and there, than carry it and talk about you behind your back. I don't do that. So like, if you do me something, you're going to know there and then, and it stays there and there. Rather, I can't hold it in. Yeah. And then now go and share it with somebody else, because that's not the person I have a problem with. It's you. And I don't hold things in. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So once you're like,
so say something happens. Yeah. Like, so when that incident occurred, by the way, did she tell you that I thought she was joking?
Yeah.
Like I thought she was joking. I was like, you actually being serious right now? Because to like you said, I didn't think it was a big thing, but you did, and I didn't read that. Yeah. So I thought you was messing about. Yeah. Hence why you got the response that you did. But I guess if I had known you better, I would have been like, oh, maybe this is a sensitive topic.
And I think as well, that's why I remember there was a pod where you asked Priya about like, can you joke with me? And Priya was like, yes and no.
Now I get where you're coming from.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, you can joke with me, but I'm a little bit like, you have to know, like, I don't know how to explain it. Yeah. But once you know me, you're like, you know what to joke about, kind of thing.
But maybe I was being too forward because I thought I knew you, so I thought, this could run.
Yeah.
Because certain people. Now, to be fair, I'm the same with anyone I meet. Like, if you take it personal, I know this is going to sound bad, but that's a you problem, because I know that I don't mean it in that way. And so that's why I'm very selective of who I am, because I don't want anyone to say, oh, this person is a bad. I don't mean any harm. Yeah. So, yeah.
No, I thought that when you said that, like, it's a you problem, I thought that was a flaw in you.
Yeah. I've taken that on board.
No, we're not like...
No, but I actually took that on board. So now I'm like even more careful. This is like I don't just joke anyhow. I'm like, let me read this person
because
first.
Like, it's a...
But I've always been like that. No. So I guess it's something that can actually be worked on.
I think it's interesting. I think, like, so, you know, when you have... So you've got your best friend, you've got your close friends, you've got your... And then you like, when the incident happened and you said, I've never had to deal with this before. No. And it's like, you're saying it like I've had to deal with this before.
No, I don't know.
No, but that's how I took it. You don't know that, but that's how I took it. You're like, I've never... And then you say, oh, but if I said this to such and such person, and I'm very much like you... I understood even then that you can't treat everybody the same.
Yes, yeah.
Not all fingers are the
equal.
same.
Yeah.
That you have children, you don't discipline.
But I was thinking of it like, hold on, but if I said it to this, they wouldn't have. But then, like you said, you're a completely different person.
So I was very, so I was like, that needed to happen. And then in hindsight, at one point I thought I should have just left it. Like, I should have just cut you off. That's how I felt. Like,
oh, really?
Even after the whole how I responded to you, and then we had the discussion, and then we were like, so where do we go from here? afterwards, I was just like, I should have just.
But if you had cut me off, it probably would have continued to fester. And it will be something that you always think about every once in a blue moon. Like you would think, well, for me,
yeah.
Actually, let me not speak for you. Sorry.
Okay, no, for you, go on.
No, I was gonna say if I was in your shoes, say I cut you off, I'll be thinking in the long run, was it really worth me cutting someone off just for that? But then, like I said, I can't speak for you because to you that was a big deal.
No, so let me explain. So are we talking about? No, we don't have to talk about the incident.
Yeah.
So
no, because you just said you would have.
So let me explain. So I called you, confronted you, got what I got.
Yeah, I was like,
and then I sent you something.
Oh yes. Yeah. That I think that's what I thought. Nah.
Yeah.
For me.
So then, then because the thing is, I wanted to explain to you how you made me feel, right? And I should have, in my mind, I could have been like, no, I should have left this to give you time to think, right? Because maybe. But,
to be fair, I probably wouldn't have thought.
And then
to me, it wasn't a big, like, to me, I was thinking nothing happened, remember?
Right.
Because to me, nothing happened. We still spoke all the way until we got home. Until we got here, I drove home. So if you had left it, I'll be like, yeah, everything is fine. Because I wouldn't have known.
I sent you something and that rubs you up the wrong way.
Yes.
And I felt because I'm a very like...
It was the examples for me.
Yeah, you felt, and I don't, even up till now, I don't think the examples were a stretch. I know you do, but I don't. This is where we're like,
that's a bit techie still.
This is where we like agree to disagree.
Oh, it was
because I even up to
racism.
Yeah, I stand by it. I stand by it.
What are your thoughts?
I don't think she's heard it.
Okay, so what are your thoughts because this is an outsider now, right? What are your thoughts on the situation?
I don't know if she's completely like. I don't know if she's completely fully in the loop.
For me, the comparison. Well, I was like, no, this is too much now. But remember, this is because of the way I'm not putting myself in your shoes.
Yeah,
I'm thinking from my perspective.
Yeah. So I realized that after that, I felt like I could have dealt with that differently because I'm always I'm like, oh, I don't want to hurt you because even though you may not have been hurt, but I felt like, oh, your response was of somebody who's been hurt.
Yeah, because I was shocked by
so
the
then so how I felt was like, I'm confronting you about something that I felt that you did, and now I'm apologizing for confronting you. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, I'm a dickhead. No, that's how I felt. So then even when we had like, so where do we go from here? Afterwards, I felt like, I can't be bothered. Like I felt like I can't be like this is, when you're like, this is too much. This is what you go, this is too much. I was like, I can't be arsed. Like I felt like that for a while. I said, I should this is not like, I need to just move on. And then it was like, no. And then we were like, okay, no, let's see how things go. And I was supposed treading.
Yeah, I still feel like I'm
treading.
I'm definitely. I would not bust any kind of joke with you anymore. That one's for sure, because I don't want you to get offended or feel like it's coming from a bad place. But because I'm naturally a joker, you know this.
Yeah.
Even like if I'm going through the toughest I laugh about my own problems.
Yeah.
That's just that's my coping mechanism. So if I know that you're not that kind of person, and I'm like this naturally, I have to be careful. You have to be careful.
Yeah.
So you just know who to do it with and who not to. Because I wouldn't want you to think that, I'm offending you again. Things that I shouldn't laugh about, as in stuff that I'm going through, I laugh about it. And I'll be looking in the mirror like, are you normal? That this thing is this really the happening things are happening and you're laughing. Are you okay? But that's just how I cope.
So are you like if I don't laugh, I'll cry?
Yes. It's like, if you don't laugh about it, you cry. And even though I do both, but I'll laugh about it first. Like with any, so I don't want to say her name, but I introduced her to a place. So she went there, got a parking ticket.
Oh, crap.
And she said, it's my fault. I said, you didn't read the sign. she was saying that, so 90 minutes, but so I think I went into this thinking, like I said, I don't have a lot of friends. I say this all the time. I'm very selective who I let into my surrounding. Because like I told you, I'm a bit like Marmite. You're either going to like me or you're not going to. And I'm very bad at sometimes at even responding to people. Like actually, no, I'm good at responding to you, actually.
I don't know why.
No, I am. I actually, because this is profesh, isn't it? But yeah, I got in trouble for that I don't like check up on people enough and stuff like that. It's not because I don't want to, but I'm going through it. But I just don't talk about it, because talking about it is not going to solve anything. I don't think, anyway.
So this is where, like, so I feel like talking about stuff in some ways it does. It might not solve it there and then, but you know the saying, a problem shared is a problem halved. Now, not everybody can give you advice, and not everybody, you don't even want necessarily advice from everyone.
Yeah.
But sometimes, imagine now you've said, I don't know, for example, imagine if we're looking for studio space, which we're not, but we're like, oh, we need studio space. And this is my problem because it's frustrating me, blah, 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 need studio space. And I'm sharing this with somebody, and then they just they can't help me with my needs, but then all of a sudden they're talking to somebody else and
who happens to have
and they're like, oh, do you know what, I don't know if this is still an issue for you. So that's why I feel like talking about any issues or whatever can be
no, I agree with you,
can be.
But also I'm very aware that everyone has their own problems, so I'm not gonna now be bombarding you with my misery. So yeah, that's it.
And it's so if we'd say that the honeymoon phase ended there.
Yes, because prior to that it was lit. Like, it was banter, jokes upon jokes. It was very easy. You're my first mum friend. Yeah, I don't have all my other friends. No. Okay, well, apart from a couple of the girls that I went to mosque with. Yeah. So I wouldn't really class them as friends. They're more like, should we say family? Because we all grew up together, right? Even though we're not that close. Yeah. Some of us still are. But like, outside of that, you're my first mum friend. And I've always said I wanted to make mum friends, but whenever mums approach, I'm like, oh, no. Because I feel like mums can be quite pretentious, and you're not that.
Judgy.
Yeah, and you're not that. So it kind of worked well. So that's
we're all trying to figure this.
Yeah, but some mums are like, yeah, I've got it all figured out. Shoelaces are tied, uniforms ironed, sandwiches are made. And I'm like, well, I'm not like that. So
I'm like, I don't even know what we're gonna eat.
Do you know what I mean? I don't even know if the uniform's washed for Monday.
Yeah.
You don't meet a lot of mums like that. So because of that, I stuck to myself for a very long time.
I think as well, like, because you're British, but you're so Nigerian.
Yes, I am.
Like, I'm not used to. So like, you're not used. I'm not used to that.
Really?
Like, because as I said, Nigerian friends I have in adulthood. Not that obviously in my circles I have my family who are Nigerian, and obviously I have that. But then also keep in mind I'm not Yoruba. And sometimes when you hear Nigeria, especially, you just hear Yoruba or Igbo. Yeah. So there's a cultural difference between us even in that.
So what's Nigerian about me?
The things that you say, like the things that you say that you would have, that I find myself saying that I wouldn't have necessarily said to another friend because it's out of context. Like, even little things like I say to you, yearing. Yeah. And it's funny, but I would have never said yearing.
Yeah, because you're naturally posh.
I'm not.
Yes, she is, isn't she? She's posh. Like, I see why you feel like you can't. That's the thing, the bond that because I'm not with you guys 24s, right? But me and my brother, how many years apart? Is it more than 11?
More than 11.
So that's how me and my little brother are. But you would think that the way we are, you would never know. If that makes sense.
Yeah, there's no gap.
No, because I don't ever want them to feel like that. Does that make sense? But the respect is still there when needed. But me too. I even act like 15-year-old. We banter, like, and I feel like it's so important. Yeah. Because then he can come to me about anything.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's just and also I don't at my age anyway, to be honest.
I think, as you know, you said a lot. You said this more than once about coming to you about anything. This is, I can, from what I'm seeing from you, is that this is high on your priority list. Like, forget all the making mistakes and learn from my mistakes and
No.
Come to me about anything.
Do you know why? Because if you go to your friends, they're probably still learning too. They don't have a clue.
Yeah.
Even me that you're coming to, I will still tell you that I don't know, but here's my little 2 pence.
Yeah.
You know? That's what I always do because I didn't have that.
Yeah.
Who did I have?
Yeah. I think maybe it's just the person that I am, because in my mind I'm like,
no, you're on full on like mum mode.
I didn't like,
and it's not a bad thing, by the way. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's not. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
But I can't help it. Like, and the funny thing is, I get like, I want my siblings to come to me, about stuff, but for whatever reason, because of the type of person I am. Clearly, I've created those barriers.
There might be fear.
Them to
just a bit of fear or a bit of like, oh, what might she say?
Yeah,
she's gonna be happy about it.
So I'm very much like, I've said to Priya, like, you want to say, like, tell me, okay, tell me to take the mum hat off or the big sister hat off, so that you can say the things.
But
it's
it's good that you have those hats. Like mine is just, I just have the fun. I feel like I'm here for a good time, in every aspect of life, and life doesn't work that way, because how will you move forward? There's times that you have to be serious. And I feel like I'm a type of person that runs away from seriousness. I do that a lot. That's one of my probably biggest flaws. I run away from, like, if it's like, yeah, we're getting too serious. I don't want to talk about this. It's getting a bit too serious.
Yeah.
Now. That's how I cut it off. And that's bad.
So because you cut it off, you're not dealing with it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm aware of that. Yeah, I'm aware of that.
I want to be like, I think like this summer, there's been a switch in this year's summer for me that I think in losing people, and I've been like, I want to enjoy life.
This is why I bust jokes.
Yeah,
I don't take things.
Yeah.
If I take something serious, it lasts like maybe 5 seconds and then I'm over it.
So you don't, you seem like somebody who doesn't hold a grudge.
Oh, I do.
You do?
It depends who it is. So if I genuinely like you from the depths of my belly, I don't hold a grudge. But if I'm ready like this with you and then you now do something, don't speak to me again. No.
Okay.
But if I genuinely, like I always tell you, my mom, she's always shocked when you have a friend. I keep myself to myself.
Yeah.
Because I know that I might do something that will offend you, or I might say something that will offend you. So to avoid that, I'd rather stick to myself. And sometimes I find that I can be quite blunt, and some people don't like that. But if somebody's blunt with me, I can take it because I know I'm like that.
Yeah, see, so you're like, I can take it.
Yeah, if you're blunt with me, I can take it because I know I do it as well. Yeah, but then I realize that not everybody's. I think you're quite British, whereas like I'm Yoruba girl. Growing up, my mom would like your parents tell you look ugly, point blank period. Why you look dry? They're not sugarcoating nothing. So I think. Because I've been you tough. How can I say this? Like brought up tough. Like, yeah, you look ugly. Look at your age mate. They're looking good. So if you're brought up like that, how do you expect me not to be blunt?
What happened? So there's a cultural difference in the sense that, okay, we're both Nigerian.
But you're British.
But
Definitely.
I don't know. Am I British, Priya?
Yes. We are.
Both of us, like our family.
Our family is like, we're Nigerian, like we can relate to them, but we can't fully relate.
Really?
We can't, because mummy is not.
Okay.
How I relate to them is through Auntie Tara.
Yeah.
Because mummy is too chill.
Yes.
So our mum is not your typical Nigerian mum. So she's not a Nigerian auntie. She won't tell you about yourself. She won't say, when will you marry? She does. When I tell you, you could tell our mum a secret she's forgotten. She's forgotten, like, she's so different. And I think as well, she was a rebel herself. My mum, like, is loving and amazing. Like, she made some crazy decisions and she got a lot of backlash in the community.
But she lived her life.
Yeah, she did live her life. Even little things like my mum loved gardening before gardening was cool. My mum used to shop in charity shops before it was a thing. I don't know if that's a Nigerian thing.
I think because my mum's quite calm and very like, you know, when you go with the rules, you don't want to hurt anybody. I promised myself that I'm going to be the total opposite. Absolutely, because it didn't get her anywhere. My mum is very like, you know, like, you know, when somebody's just so calm and gentle when you should be slapping up people that have wronged you. You don't understand? When you could, so many people have wronged you and you're still doing God will do it or God knows best. No. There's certain things that anyway, it is. So I think that's maybe why I'm a bit like, even because my mom took in a lot of people. Growing up, there was always somebody in and out of our house. And they never, I wouldn't say appreciated it, but there were so many things that came out of it that was bad. Do you get what I'm saying? She does a lot for people, but not all people do a lot back. Not that I'm saying that when you do something. So my dad always taught me this, which actually helps me in life in general. Don't always do something hoping to get something back. And that's the way I live. So I don't always. So if I help you with something, I'm not hoping that, you're going to help me too. Because if I do that, I'm going to be bitter. And I don't want to be a bitter person. Bitter people are ugly. Yeah? If somebody else was going through the things that I'm dealing with, I'm getting emotional. No. Keep talking. No, we're not doing that.
So it's interesting that you say about your mum being calm.
Yeah.
Because I think there are clearly levels. Because now you're saying, what's your name again, Priya? Baby sister in the background is saying that we're British compared to, and I think as well, you have the beauty of growing up with Nigerian friends. Whereas,
so you see the difference, right?
She sees the difference, whereas I'm having a bit of a culture shock.
Your Nigerian friends blunt?
Yes. Yeah.
And they're Yoruba.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So I've never, okay, I don't know. I've never had to, okay, I had Nigerian friends in university, but they were never close. So there was never that. And then, okay, I had, I've told you how it was. So it's like, why are Nigerians like this?
Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
It starts from the home.
I'm
telling you.
I'm like, why are they like this?
So a lot of my sort of probably things that I'm self-conscious about started from the home. So if your parents are doing it to you, you're going to take it outside, aren't you? Because this is
all you know.
Yeah. So like if somebody else says it outside, you're like, But then again, there's a good thing to it. Because then if somebody cusses you outside, you're not going to take it personal because you're used to it at home already. Does that make sense?
Ooh.
So if somebody called me ugly outside, like, it doesn't bother me. I will just cuss you back.
See, like
I'm gonna sound so, but some white people, you might say, look at you, and then they cry for 5 years, and they're like, this is, we're not doing that. No, but it's probably stored in the back, and it maybe manifests into something else. But that moment in time are you mad? Do you get it?
Yeah.
So whereas I think you're probably, if somebody said to you, you're ugly, that might harbour something else, or you might be very, very offended.
Yeah. Did mum abuse us?
Like, not really. I feel like when she did, she apologized after.
Our mum would apologise afterwards. Oh my God.
She'd be angry. And then after, when she calmed down, she'd be like, I'm so sorry. You're not ugly. You're beautiful. You're this. You're not that. Yeah.
But I think as well,
wow. Must be nice.
I think it stems from her upbringing, because when I've analysed I'm getting personal. It is what it is. My grandmother, it seems like she was harsh with her children. So it seems like my mum wanted to be the polar opposite with hers. So then it's trickled down to us. So we don't take, like, how can you just cuss me like that? My mum never called me ugly. My mum always said I was fine. So it's, do you know what I mean?
I'm a bit worried for my kids because I'm like, you know, every second you're gorgeous, you're beautiful. I'm scared that when they get out into the real world, when they're older and somebody says something bad, they're going to be like, whoa. Because they're not used to...
No, it happens. They will be like, whoa. But then they might brush it. Because, like, I told you, like, when I was in my prime, or like when we were younger, I thought I was the baddest on road.
Nah.
I know that I'm not.
And that's probably coming from the self-confidence... English. The self-confidence that your mom instilled in you from young.
Because I knew that, okay, I'm not the prettiest of... Like, I knew when I was the ugly friend, but I still thought I was bad. Do you understand? Like, I knew...
I've never experienced that. What is that feeling like?
Because
even to today... Listen, yeah, when I was a teenager in the prime that you say, whenever a guy approached me, I'll be like, who, me? I'll be looking like, are you sure it's not the person behind me? I can't take compliments. So when people tell me, I'm not going to... This is not... Because somebody will be like, oh, you just saying it to, you know, you won't come. No. I don't... If you tell me that I'm beautiful, I don't believe you. I'm sorry. It's only recently. Oh, Mon, do not get emotional. Not. You're a bad bitch. Right?
You're a bad bitch.
Right. It's only recently.
Yeah.
I'm in my, you know, in my age that I am.
Yeah.
That my mom started calling me beautiful recently, and even then I'm like, it's too late. Because I don't believe it. It's.
You're not. The funny thing is, because you're aware of it, you instill it into your children now.
Every second chocolate
brownie.
brownie.
Then even
every second,
check that thing.
Every second chocolate brownie. And when I see young girls as well, like I don't know why I like being around young people because it makes me feel young.
I think so.
I always tell them how gorgeous they are.
Yeah.
To have that self-confidence. Because in life, this is what a postman told me. I speak to the postman, by the way.
I loved.
Yeah, he's old and he was talking about life and he was giving me life advice. He said, oh my God. In life, there are already people queuing up to knock you down. So why would you do it to yourself? And he also said, do not live in regret. So if you want to take a decision, and this is me Africanizing it, just do it. Because you only have one chance. Whenever something happens in a relationship, you always blame yourself first, even though it's not you. The first thing you say is, what did I do wrong? Or where did I go wrong?
Not giving you the right
I saw this thing on TikTok. So the girl, she was crying. She's in Nigeria, obviously. She was like, what, can somebody please tell me, what do men want? I did monkey position. I hang my leg on the ceiling. I cook, I wash your singlet. I wash your boxer. She was just like, she was really emotional. She was like, she doesn't understand. And people were like, the thing is, you need to choose you first. Ooh. All these things, like you're saying, you wash your singlets, you wash your, I gave your friend food, I did this, I did monkey, I did whatever you did. You haven't chose you first. Once you choose you first, everything else will follow accordingly, as they say. Back to what?
Because we said all of that because we were looking at analyzing our background as to how we relate with each other, and understanding that, okay, your upbringing is like this, and then my upbringing is like that, and I'm able to analyze the reason why my mum was like that is because
she went through probably what I went through.
She went through a tough time.
Yeah, but it was similar.
And so it's like,
I don't think, because I don't know if my mom watches this. Mom, you're lovely in case you do. I think with my parent, she went through a lot and probably didn't know how to be maternal because of all the trauma she had gone through. And I'm only saying this as an adult now, but as a child, you think your mums are superheroes, don't you? You don't know what your parents are. That's why I'm very, very vocal with my children about. They see me cry about how I'm very vocal with it. So if I'm having a sad day, they will hear about it. I think it's so important for kids to see you as a human being, that you have flaws.
Do you not?
So that they don't hold you on a pedestal.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
I remember the moment I realized my mum isn't a superhero.
Oh, really?
It broke my heart. Do you understand? Because you think your parents are perfect. it absolutely broke my heart. Like, obviously I was aware of certain decisions, but then when you deep that this person is just human, because they're up there.
Remember, we don't, like, even now as a parent, I'm just taking each day as it comes. I don't have a clue. I'm still learning as I go. You know certain things, but you're still learning as you go.
Yeah. Do you think you had a moment where you realized that your parents are not? Do you remember the moment when you?
Yeah, of course. I was very young.
How did that make you feel?
Probably rubbish, to be fair. Yeah.
So what phase? So we've passed the honeymoon phase. We're not engaged.
No, we're definitely not engaged. We're in therapy right now. We're in therapy. Yeah, we are. We're boyfriend and girlfriend, but we're in therapy.
You know what? You're right. We're on blue therapy. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we're in therapy right now. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know what English to use again, because I don't know. I'm lost for words. It's important for us both to be ourselves, isn't it?
Yeah.
Around each other. What you don't want to do is like, oh, is it treading on?
Yeah.
Whatever the English is. Yeah, that's long. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
No.
Yeah.
And always remember that you shouldn't, not that I plan on saying anything, but whatever I say, you should not take offense to it.
Oh, definitely. I think that was a learning curve.
Yeah, you take it with a pinch of. So you said things to me as well so many times. You said I walk like my legs are in the way. If I didn't, if I'm not somebody that jokes, you could have given me eating disorder.
You know what?
You could have given me eating disorder or body dysmorphia.
I
might start wearing dresses down here because you said that I walk with caution. No, I'm just giving you an example.
You've
like even
this up more than
yeah,
once.
no. I think there was you said quite a few things that I thought, oh, but then because I'm a jokey, I think it's water off a duck's back. I don't internalize it. I don't.
Maybe I'm aware of, because I know that you're a joker. I could say it, but it's not in me to necessarily say it.
But no,
so
I want you to say it. No, I want you to say it.
But that's not.
Just say it. Life is for loving. Is it every time serious? Sometimes let's laugh it off, you know?
Oh my God.
Yeah, you got to laugh about certain things. I found that hilarious.
No, but it's what I say, and then you hear something else. I say something, and then you interpret it as something else. And it's your interpretation that is wild. And I'm like,
I always,
what?
I do 2 + 2 and it equals to 10 instead of 4. I do that all the time. It's like I exaggerate whatever it is, so it could be something so small, but it's just to laugh about it and then it's gone.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So anything else, any questions you would like to ask me, seeing as we're having this friendship discussion?
Friendship therapy. This
is actually the last one I had. We were in Arm's house. I was like, what, you want to fight? Yeah, this is my second friendship therapy session
with me.
No, so you have 2 people, you're the second person. I said, you know, you people, you can't just fuck off there. No, I'm joking. I'm actually joking. But I think with the second person, it's a lot deeper, if that makes sense. Because it's like, you know, you're seeing, I'm going to get him up. Sorry.
Go there now.
Who's going to help me back up? Are you going to put the tears back in my eyes? I think with the second person, it's because I think she sees that I'm crumbling, but I'm holding it together and it's hard for her to watch. So I think, does that make sense?
So this is somebody who knows you.
So it's like she's like, how long are you going to keep this up for?
And because with me, right?
Do you know what? Can I say something? You do know me, by the way.
No.
I'm just very wary of what I say because I don't want to bombard you with my problems.
You know what I think it is? I think we know each other.
Oh, this episode really make me thirsty. Sorry, go on.
I think because we've been very open with each
Oh
other.
yeah, but you know things that.
But I think what it is I don't know your isms.
Your mannerisms, how you act, like things that you always do.
Yeah, like you're not predictable to
really?
Me. Not yet. I wouldn't say so. Like I can say, oh yeah, you might do this, but there's like she could tell me something about myself that I'll be like, oh yeah, I am like, because I wouldn't even think, like, I don't know you to even tell you about yourself for you to be like, oh yeah, shit. Yeah, you're right. Do you know what I mean? Because I might say something to you and it might be an assumption, and then you'll think, am I like that? And then you might think, no, she's wrong. I'm not like that. She's got it wrong. That's just an assumption. We don't know each other's isms. Do you know? Like,
I mean,
but that's just like so when I say that, because it's like, yeah, I know you, but if you are putting a facade,
in life,
or right now, life, whatever,
not in the friendship,
not in the friendship.
No. I'm facade, I'm telling you now.
Right.
I'm telling you now, definitely a facade.
Shit.
So who's got time to crumble? Who?
So exactly. So I couldn't. Where you're talking about your other friend is like showing you yourself in the mirror.
Yeah.
I can't do that with you because I don't know you that well like that, or your isms. Whereas she or he knows your isms to be like, look at yourself.
Yeah, something's off. Yeah,
look at yourself.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's so we're in therapy.
This is good.
Yeah.
I wish I could do this with all my family members.
Wouldn't
that be nice?
I would. Do you know what?
Get my dad on, tell him about himself.
People
get my
cry.
mum on. Tell her about herself.
People will cry.
No, I wouldn't do it to my brothers. No.
People will cry. Oh my God. Could you imagine? No. The funny thing is, you have to be able to, if you're not a reflective person and self-critical and self-analytical, you have to have this conversation with somebody who's not delusional. I don't know how to put it.
Eavesdrop.